So, a couple months back, PlayStation's European blog revealed 2 Pro controllers that are officially licensed for the PlayStation 4, this being one of them, the Nacon Revolution. So, we're gonna open this up and check it out. Now, take a look here, really fancy box. This is actually pretty cool. So this is, you can tell right away looking at this that it's more based on an Xbox One design rather than PS4, right down to the grips, button layout, sticks, where, normally PS4 you have them down here, Xbox One moves up here, and different D-pad design as well. But you can definitely tell it's for PS4 because it has this giant touchpad at the top that most games have stopped using. So this is a wired controller design, which is better for a Pro controller because it gives you the least latency possible. So we'll set this up and hook it up in a bit. Got something else in here, which are adjustable weights. This is something you'll see in a lot of different Pro controllers and like gaming mouses, whatever. It's adjustable weights. You can have it have the right amount of heft that feels comfortable to you. So try a couple of these out and see which one feels right. So yeah, let's go ahead and hook this up and try it out. Looking at it in comparison to the stock DualShock 4, aside from the clearly obvious difference in grips and stick layout, you'll also notice the buttons on the Revolution are larger and much more pronounced. Like the DualShock 4, you have a 3.5mm jack to plug in your favorite headset, and the Revolution's light bar has been moved to the bottom of the controller rather than the top. One of the biggest things missing compared to the DualShock 4 though, is using a micro USB cable for plugging in to charge and sync the controller. Instead, the Revolution has its own power cable that screws on to make the connection secure, and requires a constant plug-in to be used with your system. No wireless mode whatsoever. Now, of course, as for actual hands-on with the controller, I gotta say it is really, really comfortable. Now, if you are a longtime Sony fan, you've only ever played on PlayStation systems, it's gonna take a little getting used to because it does not match the form factor of PS4 controllers at all. But honestly, the grip design, which is closer to an Xbox One, is a lot better for you. There are a few little things about it that feel a little off to me. I wish the triggers were a little lower, though they do have just the right amount of resistance, and pretty much everything else on this controller feels great. Buttons feel really good, the sticks have a really great smoothness of motion. I really like the idea that they went with a concave control stick for the left, because you're just gonna keep your thumb on that at all times, whereas the right stick uses a convex design, which is a little better when you have to do sharp, quick movements. I also really, really love this D-pad. It's a great balance between a circular D-pad design where you can do quick rolls, but at the same time there's a very clear definition of up, down, left, right. One thing that is a little weird about this controller though for me is the macro buttons which you have on the back side here. These ones on the outside feel perfect. You can hold the controller and just click them whenever you need to. These ones though, you can hit them, but they feel like the kind of thing that it's awkward enough where in the heat of the moment, when you have to hit it right at the right time, you might end up screwing up. Another thing that's cool too is that it does have adjustable weights in it, so if you want to have it be just the right heft for you, I like having a really heavy controller personally, you can open up these handles right here to pop the weights out, put in what you want, and put it back away. Now, since this controller is officially licensed but not made by Sony in-house, all of the customizing is done through a PC app rather than using your PS4 directly. With this, you can adjust 4 different profile settings which are really easy to switch between on the controller. Just flip a switch on the back to change from stock settings to custom, and another button allows you to switch between 4 different profiles on the fly. In each profile, you can customize the right joystick's dead zone and acceleration, you can remap the buttons, adjust the sensitivity of your triggers, and even customize your own macros, which is mostly handy for MMOs like FF14, but can be used for other games as well. For instance, let's say you're playing a fighting game and you don't care to actually input commands yourself. Well, you could set up a macro to do this. So the Nacon Revolution is an interesting and definitely more powerful alternative to the traditional PS4 DualShock controller. It's more comfortable, the overall build quality is definitely higher, and for those of you who are deeply engulfed in competitive gaming, the customization options can have a massive impact on your performance. Now right now this is exclusive to Europe, but hopefully it'll make its way over here to the US. If you do want to grab one though right away, there are a few ways to import one. For instance, you could grab it on eBay. Then again, maybe wait a bit.